Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Shanae and today I'm going to show you how to make basic American buttercream recipe. There are a few reasons you will love this recipe. I'm going to show you a trick how to make light and fluffy buttercream with no greasy, heavy feeling. And also this recipe is not cloyingly sweet. I'm going to show you a tip how to balance the flavors out. Another reason you will love this recipe is my recipe uses twice as less sugar than most recipes calls for, yet it produces beautiful pipeable consistency. You're going to love it. And I will be honest with you guys, American buttercream is not my favorite go-to recipe, but there's definitely time and place for it, especially when you're making flavored buttercream like peanut butter buttercream, salted caramel buttercream, and peanut butter buttercream are my favorite. And I'm going to share with you a few tips at the end of the video how to make those flavored variations with key notes to note. And now let's go ahead and get started with the basic vanilla buttercream recipe. What we'll need is we'll need butter. Unsalted butter is what I usually use. And the reason I like unsalted butter is because I want to be in control of salt, and different brands have different amounts of salt, especially like European salted butter are way saltier than American salted butter. So I like to be in control of the saltiness, and I like to add it myself. So the butter needs to be at room temperature to get to that beautiful light and fluffy consistency. And first we'll go ahead and whip it with paddle attachment on medium-high speed until it's nice and fluffy. You want it to be like completely pale white and increased in volume. About 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on your mixer. You can also use hand mixer with no problem, and just make sure it's really fluffy, and then we'll add sugar, and I'll show you next step. Halfway through, make sure to scrape the sides down so that the butter can evenly whipped. Also, while the butter is whipping, we're going to measure 2 cups of powdered sugar and sift it. I think my butter was a little cold to begin with, so it's taking a little bit longer to achieve the fluffy consistency. It's been 3 minutes, so I'm going to whip another couple of minutes. Okay, the butter is looking really good. I'll show you. Super fluffy and light. That's what you want. And now we'll add powdered sugar in 2 batches because we don't want the powdered sugar flying out of the mixer. We do create a little mess when we're baking, but still try to minimize that, right? And start it on a very low speed. And now all the sugar is absorbed, and we'll add the remaining. And then at the same time, we'll add the vanilla extract. I used my homemade vanilla extract. Use good quality vanilla extract. I wouldn't recommend imitation vanilla extract or anything like that. If you want, you can use vanilla paste too. Very good stuff. 2 teaspoons. Here's the tip for the beautiful balanced flavor is adding salt. Don't be afraid of adding salt. I'm adding quarter teaspoon of salt, not cup. And this will offset the sweetness and will bring beautiful balanced flavor. So I'm going to keep mixing until it's nice and fluffy. Start with a low speed and then gradually increase the speed to medium high and whip it until it's really, really fluffy and light. Okay, sugar is almost incorporated. I need to scrape the sides down so that there's no dry powdered sugar. Okay, buttercream is ready. It's super fluffy, you guys. Really nice and fluffy. This is what you want. Whipping long enough is the secret to light and fluffy buttercream with no heavy, greasy feeling. Now I'm going to show you a few tips how to make pistachio buttercream, salted caramel buttercream, and peanut butter buttercream. They're my favorite, and stick around. Let me share a few tips on how to make flavored buttercream. Today I'm going to make pistachio buttercream, salted caramel buttercream, and peanut butter buttercream. And for pistachio buttercream, I'm going to use my homemade. I shared the tutorial in my previous video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And also for salted caramel buttercream, I'm going to use my homemade caramel, and you want a thick, spreadable caramel like this. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to make it at home. It's really easy. And as for peanut butter, you want to use creamy peanut butter over chunky, because creamy buttercream will create nice and smooth buttercream. You want to use store-bought peanut butter because homemade peanut butter tends to be thin and tends to separate easily. So I highly recommend using store-bought conventional creamy peanut butter. It's really easy to adapt the basic American buttercream. All you need to do is combine this additional ingredient. Like in this case right now, I'm going to whip pistachio paste with butter until nice and fluffy, and then we'll add sifted powdered sugar and whip it until nice and combined. And then we'll add a little bit sugar. If you choose to, you can also add vanilla extract just for additional flavor, but I usually don't do that. And so yeah, that's the key. So you combine the butter and pistachio paste, or butter and caramel sauce, or butter and peanut butter, and whip it until really nice and fluffy. And then you add powdered sugar in exactly the same as my basic version. So So I have all 4 flavors of my American buttercream done. Basic vanilla buttercream, peanut butter buttercream, salted caramel buttercream, and pistachio buttercream. And I'm going to pipe it on cupcakes to show you the consistency. so delicious and looks beautiful. And there you have it, the easiest, the most delicious American buttercream in 4 different flavors. Hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. And let me know in the comments below if you have any questions or what you learned new in the comments below. I love reading your feedback, and see you next time. Bye.